Very good morning to all. I hope you are doing great. I am also good. Very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Reena and I am so happy to have you here. In today's video, we are going to talk about this tense, future indefinite tense. So let's understand this tense with the help of story. Okay, so this story is based on the future indefinite tense and we usually call the future indefinite tense simple future tense. Okay, so let's start with the story. One evening, Rohan and Priya were sitting on their terrace looking at the stars. They had just finished their final exams and now they were discussing their future plans. Priya looked up and smiled. Rohan, what do you think we will do after college? Rohan thought for a moment and said, I will apply for a government job. I have always wanted to work in public service. That's great, Priya said excitedly. I will start my own bakery. Baking has always been my passion. As they talked, they made promises, get goals, and discussed their dreams without realizing that they were using the future indefinite tense to express their thoughts. Okay, so this story is based on future indefinite tense. So we will have a idea about the future tense, like where we use this tense, like when we want to talk about future, when you want to express your thoughts regarding future. Okay, so let's understand this tense. So what is the future indefinite tense actually? Basically, future indefinite tense, also known as the simple future tense, it is used to describe the actions that will happen in the future without specifying the exact time. It expresses future intentions, predictions, spontaneous decisions, and promises. It is one of the most commonly used tenses in English because it helps us to talk about things that will happen. So let's start with this thing. Let's understand the structure of the future indefinite tense thoroughly. So basically we have four type of sentences. First we have affirmative sentences, which we can call it positive statements. And second we have negative sentences. And third we have interrogative sentences. And interrogative sentences we use when we want to ask question from other person. And the fourth we have interrogative plus negative sentences. So let's understand these one by one. Okay, in case of affirmative sentences, basically this is the structure that we need to follow. Subject plus will or shall plus be form of the verb plus object. Here mention this thing, base form of the verb. That means you have to use the first form of verb. For example, I will visit my grandmother next Sunday. She will buy a new car soon. They will go to the market tomorrow. So note down this thing. So basically this is very important. Sometimes what happen, we will have a misunderstanding about this verb, like we have to use will or shall where we use these things. So what happened, in traditionally shall was used with I, okay, and we. For example, I shall go, we shall go. So here we use shall. But in modern English, will is used with all subjects. Okay. So you have to remember this thing. We use will with all the subject. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. So you can use will according to modern English. So let's start with the negative sentences. Here you have to follow this structure. Subject plus will, shall plus not, base form of the verb. That means you have to use the first form of verb plus object. For example, I will not eat junk food anymore. Okay, and you can also say this sentence like this: I won't eat junk food anymore. In case of will not, you can use won't. Next sentence we have, he will not attend the party. He won't attend the party. We shall not fail in our mission. That means we we shall not fail in our mission. So note this point here also. Will not is often contradicted as want. I won't go. For example, I won't go. Okay, so you can use want in place of will not, and the meaning is same. Next, we have interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences we basically use when we want to ask question from other person, and we have to follow this structure: will, shall plus subject plus base form of the verb. That means you have to use the first form of verb plus object. For example, will you help me with my homework? Second example we have, will she come to the wedding? Shall we meet at the cafe? And note this point, shall is often used in formal or polite suggestions like, shall we dance? Okay, so next we have, why do we need to study the future indefinite tense? This thing is very important to study anything in life. Okay, you have to do any work in your life, and you for example, you want to crack any exam, any competitive exam. First of all, you have to clear this thing, like why you want to clear this exam, and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages that you have after achieving this goal. So you should have a clear idea about this thing. Always ask this question, why do we need to study the future indefinite tense?Hy do we need to achieve that goal? Okay, so here, let's understand this thing. Basically, future indefinite tense is important because it allows us to talk about future plans and intentions. Secondly, make predictions about the future. Apart from that, make spontaneous decisions. Future indefinite tense also very helpful in case of give promises or commitment. Moreover, offer help or assurance. We also use future indefinite tense in case of issue warning or threat and express hopes and expectations. So in seven ways we use future indefinite tense. So let's understand these statements with the help of examples. First, we use the present, not present, future indefinite tense in case of when we want to talk about future plans and intention. For example, I will start my new job next month. Second example, we have she will move to Delhi next year. And we also use future indefinite tense in case of make prediction about the future. For example, it will rain tomorrow, and India will become a global leader in technology. And also note this point also here, when you use will, shall, after that you have to use the first form of verb always, like start, move, rain, become, have, call. So these are the first form of verb. Next we have, we use future indefinite tense in case of make spontaneous decision. For example, at a restaurant I will have a cup of tea. On a phone call, in that case you use this one, I will call you back in 10 minutes. I will call you back in 10 minutes. Okay, next we have give promises or commitment. We will use future indefinite tense in case of promises or commitment. For example, I will always support you, and we will never forget this moment. We also use future indefinite tense in case of when you want to offer help or assurance to other person. For example, don't worry, I will help you. He will guide you through the project. And next we have issue warning or threats. If you don't study, you will fail the exam and you will regret the decision later. express hopes and expectations. I hope you will win the competition, and she will probably arrive at 5 p.m. So these are the practical uses of the future indefinite tense. We use the future indefinite tense in case of daily conversation, businesses and professional, in case of travel and future plans, weather predictions, promises and commitment, warning and threats. So we basically use the future indefinite tense in all the cases. So first we use the future indefinite tense in case of daily conversation. For example, I will call you later. I will talk to you later. They will come to the party. She will cook dinner tonight. In case of business and professional use, the company will launch a new project next year and new product next year. For example, we will send the proposal by Monday. The meeting will start at 10 a.m. In case of travel and future plans, these are the some examples based on this one. We will visit Paris next summer. I will book the tickets tomorrow. He will move to a new house soon. In case of weather prediction, we use future indefinite tense. So these are the examples of weather prediction. For example, it will be sunny tomorrow. There will be heavy snowfall in December. In case of promises and commitment, these are the examples based on the future indefinite tense where we talk about the promises and commitment. I will always be there for you. She will take care of the project. We will complete the work on time. So we also use the future indefinite tense in case of warning and threats. You will be in trouble if you don't follow the rules, and they will fail if they don't study properly. So, what is the difference between will and going to? Both will and going to are used to talk about the future, but there is a slight difference. Use will for spontaneous decision, promises, and predictions. I will help you with my homework, or I will help you with your homework. That means in this sentence, this sentence is basically based on decision made at the moment. Next example we have, it will rain tomorrow. That means this sentence is based on prediction. Next we have use going to for planned action or strong intentions. For example, I am going to start a new course next week. This is pre-planned. I am going to start a new course next week. They are going to visit their grandparents this weekend. That means already decided. So these are the some sentences based on common mistakes and how to avoid them. First sentence we have, I will go to the market tomorrow. This is incorrect. So how we will correct this sentence? I will go to the market tomorrow. Basically, after will, you always use the first form of verb. Here you use the to. So that's why this sentence is incorrect, and we will correct this sentence by using first form of verb after will. Next sentence we have, she will goes to school. So here you can see clearly, like after will they use goes, and I already mentioned in the in the previous example, like you have to use always first form of verb after will. So what is the right sentence here? She will go to the school. Next sentence we have, will you comes to my house? So this is also incorrect. So you have to use the first form of verb here also. Will you come to my house? So this is the tip. Always use the base form of the verb after will, not to, go, goes, or coming. Okay, so I already mentioned you, when you use will, so after will you always use first form of verb in case of future indefinite tense. So come to the conclusion, the future indefinite tense is one of the most essential tenses in English. It helps us to discuss the future plans, actions, make predictions, express plans, and give promises. By mastering these tense, we can communicate more effectively in both personal and professional settings. So, the next time you talk about your future goals or make a promise, remember you are using the future indefinite tense. Okay, so that is all about for the today's video. Thank you so much. If you like this video, then do like and comment on this video, and also subscribe my channel. Have a nice day. Keep learning, keep growing, keep signing. Bye bye, take care.